Morning, friends. Happy Monday. This is the 0DTE morning market analysis. It's also the FatTail analysis. I'm Coach Ernie, and it is Monday, June 16th. Yesterday was Father's Day. I hope all you fathers had a wonderful day. I did. Spend time with the family. All right, let's get to it. This week is starting off pretty calm, but don't let that fool you. I think there's still this coiling going on. The VIX is down. And today, not a whole lot of news today. I think there's Empire State. We have today's bond auction might feel kind of routine, but it's really the calm before the Fed, which is coming up on Wednesday as Powell prepares to speak. Retail sales and Empire State softness are already tweaking the tail. You know, traders are sitting on the edge of their gamma cliffs. Have a choice. Position for a movement or fade the coil. What the hell does that mean? Position for the movement or fade the coil. Well, I mean, the real deal here is that volatility again is kind of whispering, are you listening? Calm before the storm, that sort of thing. The big thing for me is look at the bond, the 20-year auction today, and compare that, whatever pricing that they come out with where the Fed is right now. It's not going to make a whole lot of sense, really. So the market is currently straddling kind of a delicate edge with the VIX floating around 20. I think it just popped down a little lower than that. It's under 20. Yep, 19.81 right now. Optionality is still cheap enough to buy, but the clock is ticking. You know, when the VIX is down like this and things start calming down and you're wondering, man, you know, really wish I was in a trade that's going to get ahead of the curve, right? But now is the time. Now is the time to start placing your bets for those existential events, right? A surprise bond auction could ripple through that curve, while the FOMC, which is coming up on Wednesday, will determine whether the regime drifts or detonates. FatTail trades, they thrive right in this kind of environment. Not in certainty, but in tension. This is convexity's playground. So, in other words, what does Warren Buffett say? He says, sell when everyone's greedy and buy when everyone's fearful, right? In this particular case, it's kind of like the opposite. We're looking for something to happen before it's going to happen. Right now, everything just seems beautiful, right? So when we say sell, what we're really talking about from an interest rate point of view is buy bonds, because they're cheap, they're going to go up, right? So that's the idea. So let's see what's going on in the market today, and I just got to press this little button here, and hopefully it goes in the right place. And it did! Yay! All right, so we're going to do our 0DT analysis. We'll take a look at what's going on this coming week as well. Maybe look at some FatTail trades. I am going to be publishing 3 campaigns that I'm starting today. And that is the 0DTE campaign, which is always ongoing, although this past month I haven't traded it a lot because I've been very busy building the AI. So the FatTail campaign, another one called the Convexity Stack, which is similar to the FatTail campaign. In other words, similar to the 0DTE campaign, but it's a few days out. Instead of where 0DTE is really 0 to 2 days, the Convexity Stack is very similar to it, still using butterflies, but it's 2 to 5 days out. I'll actually be doing 5 days twice a week. And then there's one a little further out that is 5 to 10 days, and that's called the Sigma Drift. So those 3 campaigns will be going on simultaneously, and I'll be talking about them a lot going forward. So if you're all wondering about what the hell I'm talking about what I addressed in the narrative this morning, and that is getting prepared for one of these existential events that's going to cause the market to go, wow, right? That's what we're looking for. We want to be ahead of the game. You don't want to be chasing when you could have been positioned. All right, back to the big ass fly and the market and the VIX. As you can see, the VIX is, wow, it's dropping. It is dropping. And so that means we're just above the Goldilocks line of demarcation to zombie land. So we're going to be 25 to 35 wide. I checked out the big ass fly, and it seems to be priced pretty high. Oh, one thing that you have to remember also, there's going to be a rollover event, which probably already happened in the futures, where they're going to the September contract. But if you're trading 0DTE, you got to make sure that you're trading the right contract. Well, actually, when you go to your platform, you won't have much choice but to trade a 0DTE trade that is the June contract, which will be coming to an end this week. But most of the markets on their charts and everything have already switched over. So when you're looking at your charts, they're going to look weird. They're going to look like they're 60 points higher, right? So you got to make sure that you are aware of that. Okay. Now we got that away. Let's take a look at the directional bias. We are up, and away. There we go. All right. I did have a Sigma Drift campaign, I think, that I took way back here. And I'll have to check that out. That might be in the money right now. And so our directional bias is not bearish. It is kind of bullish. We'll just change that right here on the fly. Bullish. Let's look at our oh boy, yeah, we're taking off already this morning. So we got our stairway to heaven, step 1, step 2, step 3. We've just blasted through all of them. We are now entering step 3 of stairway to heaven, the final countdown. We are looking for pullbacks into structure so that we can take that 0DTE trade. We will probably find some resistance here as we did earlier last week, as you can see right here. Yeah, I'm pointing to it. Didn't like that level. Last time we got rejected. Will we get rejected this morning? That's the big question. All right. Let's take a step back, look at the bigger picture volume profile. Here's the 3 steps. 1, 2, 3 right there. And these don't look like much, but you know, when you compress them a little bit like this, then they start looking a little bit more impactful. But here we are, big candle. This is a big candle. Overnight, started last night. So on the ES, see, look at this. This is from Thursday, and right here, Friday, and then this right there, from here. Here, let me point this out. Right from here, this is last night's open on the futures, right there. It gapped up from Friday and then just took off overnight. Wow. Now, what am I looking at? Am I looking at a real gap up, or am I looking at something different? Because remember what I said about futures. If we're playing 0DTE, this is going to be very misleading. So what we need to do is we need to go and put on the June contract and say, is that really a gap up, Ernie? I don't think so. All right, so we're going to go to the E-mini S&P futures. We'll take a look at that and say, no, I don't want the continuous contract, which is this ES1 exclamation point. We want the June contract, which is M. ESU is the September contract. That's what most of you are looking at in your charts, because your charts have already done the rollover. They're saying, screw that ES. It's all gone, done and gone. But the ES is still trading this week. All right. So what is the real price? Oh, I clicked on the wrong thing. I want the M contract right there. Right there. See? So it's not really 60.60. Right now, the price is at 60.20. Of course, all of my my chicken scratch was on the continuous contract, but so I'll have to redo it for at least for the next few days. And we are right here right now, right at 60.20 on the ES. And we should be probably pretty close to parity with the SPX. Actually, we're getting ahead. So the SPX is not showing us the true price right now. It's showing us Friday's price, 59.76. We're not seeing the morning price, so I'll have to take a look at that. But the morning price is going to be very close to what the futures price is right now. So if the futures price is around 60.20, you can I can guarantee you that the SPX is going to be just a little bit behind that, maybe 60.18. All right, so that's going to be a big gap up for the SPX. So 60.18 means that that candle is going to be way up here somewhere. Well, actually, let's see. Let's actually try to place it. It'd be right about there. It's going to be starting right about there. That doesn't look like very much, does it? It's a rectangle. We'll give it a green color. And lots of opacity. That was the, is that the fill? No, that's the text. There's no text there. Style. All right. Border, we don't care about no stinking border. We'll just give it a green, green border. And we will give it a background of green and high opacity. I'm telling you what the candle's going to look like this morning. That's what it's going to look like right there. Right there. You see that? It's going to be gapping up just like that. There you go. There's Coach Ernie's prediction. You're going to see the, let's see. Yeah, something like that. Right at about, open up at, I'd say, I'm going to say it's going to open up at 60.19. That's my prediction. And let's see. I think that it's going to come right up to here. And we're going to end up with like a doji. It's going to look something like, I don't really know that this is going to happen. I'm just telling you, I'm pretty sure that this is what you're going to see. And I think you'll see something like this. And, oh, how come I can't, do I have like some sort of gridlock on or something? I wanted to put a line in the middle of that. But anyways, we'll see a candle wick probably come up to about there. Let's give that a green color too. Yeah, why won't it let me do that? Yeah, there's some kind of gridlock on or something, I'm sure. I don't know. Someone's going to have to tell me how to use this. I want to put the line right in the middle of that, but it won't let me. But that's what today's candle is going to look like. Kind of weird. All right, where's Tesla pre-market? Oh, it's up 6 points. Woohoo! Yeah, that's a good sign. That's a good omen. That's good for the trades. All right. Back to the big head. Let's take a look at one more thing. And that's what's going to be happening a little later this week. And that is, come on, where are you? There you go. So this is the Fed Watch tool, and it's a predictor of what the Fed's going to do on Wednesday. And as you can see here, there is a 99.8% chance that they're not going to change rates. The current rate is at 425 to 450 basis points. You can see that right up here. And that's where they're predicting it will be. And this is about the most accurate tool for prediction. There could be a surprise. There really could. But the Fed's been saying, they brought out their parade of governors for the past month and have been telling you, we ain't doing nothing. However, if you go off into the future and look at the July rate cut meeting, and it's a little bit of a different story. They're looking at potentially going down a little bit, but it's still an 81% chance as of today. But then let's go out 2 more months to September, and it's a very different story. Now it's only a 33% chance that they're going to keep 425 to 450, and a 55% chance that they're going to cut it more, and even some chance that they're going to cut it a lot. Right? And then you go out to October, and so you see how things are starting to shift to the downside, all the way up to December. And now it's like, okay, they're predicting, I think, 2 rate cuts by the end of the year. Of course, this is really getting ahead of us, but this is how the market itself is predicting where rates are going to go. All right, that's it. So, as I said, don't be lulled to sleep by what's happening right now. Things do seem pretty calm before the storm. It's always that way, and I've been saying that, I guess, for the last couple of weeks. But this compression moment, and where's the opportunity? The opportunity is in preparing for that existential event. We're either going to break out to new all-time highs, or we're going to find some kind of double top and resistance there and then pull back sharp. And there will be some kind of catalyst that will make that happen. So we'll see. We'll see. Will I be right? I have to be right. I've given you both both situations. So either way, I am always right. We're always playing both sides. All right. Well, thank you very much. That's it for me. I hope you have a great trading day. Coach Ernie is out.